Ever wondered how to pack light for a cruise? Well, you're not alone. It's a common conundrum we all face, the battle of the suitcase. You want to be prepared for every occasion, yet you also want to skip the hassle of lugging around a heavy bag. Enter the concept of minimalist packing, a game changer in the world of travel. It's all about simplifying your luggage down to the essentials, focusing on what you really need. This approach not only lightens your load, but also frees your mind, making your journey more enjoyable. Imagine breezing through check-in, effortlessly finding your cabin, and having more space for treasures you might find along the way. No more wrestling with a monster suitcase or playing Tetris with your belongings. So, ready to learn about minimalist packing? Perfect, let's dive right in. Why should you consider minimalist packing for your next cruise? Well, let's dive right into the benefits. Firstly, minimalist packing significantly reduces stress. No more fretting over what to bring or forgetting essential items. You're packing less, so it's easier to keep track of everything. Secondly, you gain more mobility. With fewer bags to lug around, you can easily navigate bustling ports, crowded airports, and narrow ship corridors. You're on a vacation after all, not a weightlifting competition. Thirdly, fewer items mean fewer things to lose. Each item you pack is a potential lost item, so by packing less, you inherently reduce the risk of misplacing something. Lastly, imagine the time you'll save on packing and unpacking. No more hours spent wrestling with a suitcase that refuses to close or unpacking a mountain of clothes you didn't even wear. Sounds good, right? Now, how do you actually do it? The first step to minimalist packing is creating a list. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm not a list person. Well, this isn't your ordinary grocery list. This is a strategic plan to help you avoid the dreaded overpacking syndrome. It's your blueprint to a stress-free, minimalist packing experience. First, let's talk about clothing. For a week-long cruise, you'll need about 7 outfits. That's one for each day. Mix and match items to create different looks, and remember, laundry services are usually available on board. So don't be afraid to rewear some pieces. Include a couple of swimsuits, a light jacket for breezy nights, and a formal outfit if your cruise line has dressier dining options. Next up, toiletries. Many cruise lines provide basics like shampoo and soap, but if you have specific brands you can't live without, consider travel-sized versions. Don't forget your toothbrush, toothpaste, and any necessary medications. Now onto electronics. A phone, camera, or tablet can cover most of your entertainment and communication needs. Remember to pack chargers and consider a power strip, as outlets can be scarce in cruise ship cabins. For documents, your passport, boarding pass, and any necessary visas should be at the top of your list. Also, a copy of your travel insurance and emergency contact numbers can be a lifesaver in unexpected situations. When it comes to accessories, less is more. A versatile pair of shoes, a hat, and a pair of sunglasses should suffice. And if you're a bookworm, consider an e-reader instead of lugging around several books. Lastly, don't overlook the importance of packing a reusable water bottle. Staying hydrated is crucial. In this way, you're doing your part to reduce plastic waste. So, there you have it. That's your minimalist packing list for a cruise. It might seem daunting at first, but remember, the point of minimalist packing is not to deprive you, but to free you. Free you from the stress of overpacking, from the burden of lugging around heavy suitcases, and from worrying about things, so you can focus on enjoying your cruise. With this list, you're off to a great start, but how do you fit everything into your suitcase? Before we dive into packing techniques, let's go over a minimalist checklist. This isn't just a list of items, but a guiding philosophy that will help you decide what to take and what to leave behind. So what's on the checklist? 1. Clothing. Look at your wardrobe with a minimalist's eye. Choose versatile pieces that you can mix and match. Remember, you're not just packing outfits, you're packing possibilities. 2. Toiletries. Travel-sized items are your best friend. These little wonders save space and weight, allowing you to bring your essentials without overloading your suitcase. 3. Electronics. Ask yourself, what do I really need? Your phone, a camera, maybe a tablet. These can cover most of your entertainment and communication needs. Remember, you're on vacation. It's a time to disconnect and enjoy the experience. 4. Documents. Keep these safe and accessible. A passport holder or a dedicated pocket in your bag can be a lifesaver. 5. Accessories. Minimalism is all about functionality. When it comes to accessories, less is indeed more. Choose items that serve multiple purposes. A hat that shields you from the sun and also adds a touch of style, a pair of shoes that's comfortable for walking and suitable for a nice dinner, a pair of sunglasses that protect your eyes and make you look fabulous. Remember, The goal of minimalist packing isn't to limit your options, but to free you from the burden of unnecessary stuff. It's about making room for what really matters: the experience, the adventure, the joy of travel. So with this checklist in hand, you're one step closer to becoming a minimalist packer. Now let's move on to some efficient packing techniques which will help you fit everything into your suitcase. Ever played Tetris? Packing a suitcase can be a lot like that. It's about knowing your pieces and finding the best way to fit them together. So let's dive into some efficient packing techniques that can make your cruise experience even better. First up, we have rolling clothes. It's simple, really. Just lay your clothes flat, fold them in half, and roll them up tightly. This technique not only saves space, but also minimizes wrinkles. It's like giving your clothes a little hug before you send them on their vacation adventure. Next, let's talk about packing cubes. These are the secret weapon of every seasoned traveler. Think of them as little drawers for your suitcase. You can sort your clothes by type, day, or even outfit. It's organization made easy, and it maximizes your suitcase space. Plus, when you arrive at your cabin, just pull out the cubes and voila, your clothes are ready to go. But what about those awkward spaces that are left once you've packed your clothes? That's where filling dead space comes in. Shoes are perfect for stuffing socks or other small items. And the gaps between your clothes and the suitcase? Slide in your belts, scarves, or anything slim. It's like a game of suitcase Jenga and you're the master player. Of course, it's not just about cramming everything in. You also want to think about weight distribution. Place heavier items like shoes and toiletries at the bottom near the wheels. This will make your suitcase easier to maneuver and prevent lighter items from getting squashed. And finally, consider what you'll need first when you arrive. Pack these items last so they're the first thing you see when you open your suitcase. After a long journey, you'll thank yourself for this little bit of foresight. And voila, you've packed your suitcase like a pro. But what about those last-minute items? We all know the struggle of squeezing in those last-minute items and souvenirs. You've spent your cruise exploring exotic ports, immersing yourself in new cultures, and let's be honest, picking up a few cherished keepsakes along the way. But now, as your voyage draws to a close, you're faced with the challenge of fitting all of your treasures into your already packed suitcase. Fear not, for we have some handy tips to help you tackle this task with ease. Firstly, let's talk about last-minute packing. It's a common scenario. You're about to zip up your suitcase and then suddenly you remember that you forgot to pack your toothbrush or that favorite novel for the journey home. The key here is to leave a little bit of wiggle room in your suitcase from the get-go. A small space at the top or in the corners can be a lifesaver for these unforeseen additions. Now, onto the souvenirs. Picking up mementos from your travels is one of the joys of cruising, but it can also be a packing nightmare. Our advice: think small and lightweight. Instead of that large, ornate statue, opt for postcards, pins, or even a beautifully designed bookmark. These items not only save space, but are also less likely to get damaged during transit. Another tip is to consider wearables. Jewelry, scarves, and hats are perfect souvenirs that you can wear on your journey home, saving precious suitcase space. And lastly, don't forget about the power of shipping. Many shops in tourist areas will ship your purchases back home for you. Yes, it may cost a little extra, but it could save you a lot of stress when it comes to packing. In conclusion, by planning ahead, choosing your souvenirs wisely, and utilizing every inch of your suitcase, you can ensure that everything you want to bring home fits perfectly. With these tips, you'll never have to leave behind a souvenir because of lack of space. So, there you have it, the ultimate guide to minimalist packing for a cruise. We embarked on this journey together, setting sail from the familiar shores of overpacking and into the uncharted waters of minimalist packing. We've navigated through the benefits of packing light, and let me tell you, they're not just lighter luggage and fewer baggage fees. It's the freedom to move around with ease, the peace of mind knowing you have everything you need and nothing you don't. It's about embracing the adventure without the weight of unnecessary items. We've charted a course through the essential items you'd need on a cruise. From versatile clothing pieces that you can mix and match to travel-sized toiletries to essential documents, we've covered it all. Remember, it's not about denying yourself the things you need, but rather about being smart and selective in what you bring. Our journey then took us through the art of efficient packing, rolling instead of folding, using packing cubes, and maximizing every inch of your suitcase. These are the tricks of the trade that transform you from a packing novice to a packing pro. We also tackled the issue of last-minute items and souvenirs, You know, those tempting trinkets from exotic ports that seem to multiply in your suitcase. We've given you tips on how to handle them without upsetting your minimalist balance. In the grand scheme of things, this minimalist approach to packing isn't just about a cruise. It's a mindset that can be applied to all aspects of life. It's about making conscious choices, reducing clutter, and focusing on what truly matters. It's about embracing experiences over possessions. Remember, the aim of this minimalist packing guide is not to deprive you of comfort, but to enhance your cruise experience. It's about making your journey as smooth as the seas you'll be sailing on. With these tips, you're ready to pack light and make the most of your cruise. Safe travels.